Davis has engaged in a brawl against another fighter, and it's Shakur Stevenson this time.
Say, man, look, man. Your beef is not with Floyd Mayweather.
For all of his attacks, Tank Davis has enough reasons to back himself.
You ain't here beefing with Floyd. It's a fighter out here that's been calling your name that want to fight you.
You're not wrong if you believe Shakur Stevenson called for it. But more than ever, Tank's got a point to prove. Nothing seems more interesting to boxing fans right now than a fight between Devon Davis and Shakur Stevenson. Fans are calling for it. Boxing professionals are calling for it. And now the fighters are calling for it as well. Perhaps Devon Davis took it to another level when he ran into Shakur Stevenson last night. And before people could step in to separate them, the collision had become a brawl. All of these happened while Shakur Stevenson was busy preparing for his next fight against Artem Harutyunyan. Many of those around believe Shakur Stevenson was reluctant to engage in the brawl because he was avoiding any injury that could tamper with his upcoming fight should he have gone ahead with the bare-knuckle brawl against Tank Davis. There's every possibility he sustains a damaging injury that could lead to a postponement of his fight next week. Davis was keen on inflicting some pain and throwing some ungloved hands at Shakur Stevenson, and he surely did have his way. Well, Devon Tank Davis has a reason why Tank is so intentional about proving his naysayers wrong, especially those like Timothy Bradley, who think Shakur Stevenson is the hero to defeat him.
Your 135 contemporaries have a lot to say these days. Shakur Stevenson, well, of course, he's now at 135 after all that stuff. And then
why do people talk like he's the best? He hasn't even fought at 135 yet. He didn't even have power at 12,639. He's good, okay? How can you all I say is okay? How can you stop people that can actually hit? No matter all that boxing, you're going to get hit. What do you do when you get hit, right? So why people even talk like he the best at? He didn't even fight at 135 yet, right? Remember, a similar scenario played out just last month when Yavana Davis and Devin Haney clashed at a nightclub after Devin Haney's loss to Ryan Garcia. The two boxers escalated their feud and came very close to blows outside of a nightclub in Las Vegas. Davis and Haney's feud began several years ago since they met in a sparring session. But it has re-intensified after Tank jumped onto social media to mock the dream after his upset defeat to Ryan Garcia. His Instagram that me and Dan about to SP, so it's probably like 100 people, 100 or 200 people in there. The gem one probably like a 100. Davis and Haney traded intense blows online in recent weeks ever since Haney's defeat in his bout against Ryan Garcia. But the latest development in their feud has taken it from a simmer to a boil and now to a violent physical altercation back. The 29-year-old decided to take their gong rivalry to a personal level by pulling up and taking a picture with Haney luxury Mercedes-Benz G63 and posting it on his social media. A video has since emerged of Haney clearly finding out about his move, and the pair have been going at it in a furious confrontation in the street. The pair were separated by their teams as they shouted inaudible insults at each other, with people around them also being dragged into the angry confrontation. Haney was clearly taking aim at Davis, and it has certainly set up a future showdown as the pair choose to settle their rivalry. In the boxing ring, footage had previously emerged which appeared to show Davis embroiled in a separate argument with Haney. Although the latter isn't entirely visible, it is clear that the fiery altercation had originated from the picture which Davis posted, with the caption, "Ah, can't stop stuff, and we're on their side." He then tweeted, "Tell them, I made you and your team dip out, and I'm on your side of town. That guy's a cold fool." Haney then responded by confirming it was his car and hitting back, "This guy liked my car so much he took a picture next to it. Send him one at the rate, Champion Motoring." But later phone camera footage appeared to show Davis and Haney outside a club shouting at one another amidst the commotion outdoors. And this was the exact same thing Davis wanted before people came to ruin his show by separating them. Here's what many fans don't know: in the midst of this, Davis has so much hatred for Haney because many felt Haney was better. You know why I'm backing around? Cause a lot of boxers going at him. Which when we fought, however, with Garcia's win, Haney dropped out of the conversation, since Tank had beaten Ryan Garcia last year. Hence Tank was fighting against anything that might bring Haney back into the discussion. Even if it's a failed PEDS test. We made it cool, not saying like, But we made it cool to goat Ryan like that. Tank Davis had even surprisingly defended Ryan Garcia after it emerged King RY had failed 2 tests on the day before. And of their crunch clash, most importantly, he was enjoying Ryan Garcia's win more than anyone else, as it seemed the Haynes were his bigger enemies. Ryan is not somebody that he really liked compassion. Well, what many fans have to say about this is that for the past 5 years Devin had been after Davis hoping to fix a match between the both of them. However, Tank didn't show up all along. But once Devin Haney got his first loss against an obvious and overweight cheat, Tank had come at both him and his father on X countlessly. Once the fight was over, Davis was quick to re-emphasize his dominance in boxing and make some mockery of both Devin Haney and his father. He also took to X saying forget Devin, where Bill at where dirt at, and on a different tweet he wrote, I'm still coming out to get guys, it's not over, these guys got to see me but no one thought it really get to the next level until now. He had also said look at Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney, then look at my fight versus Ryan. If Ryan looked any different, he probably looked worse versus Haney, bigger, much slower. He only hit him with the same punch. I told everybody a hook, a hook, a hook. Devin was sitting right there to be caught with a hook. And they were talking about this guy, pound for pound. Come on, he's trash. He's trash. Their intense brawl came not too long after Davis had shockingly supported Ryan Garcia amidst his doping allegations in response to the controversy surrounding Ryan Garcia's alleged doping violation. Fellow boxer Davis came out swinging, expressing his support for Garcia and calling for repercussions against promoter Eddie Hearn. Ryan Garcia himself had protested against the findings before Davis jumped to defend him after posting a tweet featuring 3 crying emojis and LOL. Garcia briefly went live on X. Everybody knows that I don't cheat. What can I say you? No, why didn't they come out with this? You guys can see fake news, Garcia said. Fake freaking news. Don't believe these haters. I never freaking took a med in my freaking life. I don't even know how that stuff is. It's the weirdest stuff ever. Supposedly they had it already, but they released it after I won. It makes no sense. I tested the day of the fight. Nothing. Somebody paying somebody. Garcia further denied wrongdoing in a profanity-laced post late Wednesday on X, formerly Twitter, describing it as fake news. Everybody knows that I don't cheat, Garcia said. Before you know the fight, if they found it before, why would they let me step into the ring as a cheater and then come out with a victory? And then they post this, again. And these are people that are trying to attack me for whatever reason. But what can I say? Why didn't they come out with this before the fight? If they found it before, why would they let me step into the ring as a cheater and then come out with a victory and post this? He added, these are people that are trying to attack me for whatever reason. I've never taken a substance in my life. I don't even know where to get substance at the end of the day. I barely take supplements. Big lies. I beat him. They're trying to take my greatest victory away. Kind of sad when you think about it. Perhaps Devon Davis took it to another level when he ran into Shocker Stevenson last night. And before people could step in to separate them, the collision had become a brawl. All of these happened while Shocker Stevenson was busy preparing for his next fight against Artem Harutyunyan. Many of those around believe Shocker Stevenson was reluctant to engage in the brawl because he was avoiding any injury that could tamper with his upcoming fight should he have gone ahead with the bare-knuckle brawl against Tank Davis. There's every possibility he sustains a damaging injury that could lead to a postponement of his fight next week. Davis was keen on inflicting some pain and throwing some ungloved hands at Shocker Stevenson, and he surely did have his way.